Hi, my name is Krishna. Today I am going to be talking about our 377 project, which is a advanced C++ shell with cloud storage integration. We basically extended our shell from earlier in the course to support remote file storage. And our system uses a multi-threaded server with per file locking for concurrent access and a shell client that integrates our cloud commands with standard Unix operations. So let me show you how it works. I am going to have two terminals for this, and on the left-hand side, I'm going to set up the the server. So there we go. And on the right hand side, I'm going to set up the shell, which would be, there we go. And now I am going to show you that our shell works like any other shell. We have ls, we have the current working directory, and we have implemented cd as well, which wasn't there earlier. So we can cd into our source files and use ls, and we can also go back. And as we can see, we're back. And now I'm going to connect to our server using ccon, which is a function that we implemented. And I'm going to use the local host. So we're going to connect. And as we can see on the left-hand side, the client has been connected and given a file descriptor of 4. Now we are going to try upload and delete and remove files. So um, we're going to start by trying to put in a file into the server. And we're going to do this using cput. And we have the file that we want to put, which would be, let's start by using the make file, for example. And the other input is going to be what we want to name it. So I'm going to name it as test.txt. And as we can see, it has been received and uploaded in a directory known as the server files. And as we can see, it's the make file. Now, what we're going to do is to test if we can download the file. But before that, we can see the files that we have in our server using the command cls. And to get the file, we are going to use cget, the file name, which is test.txt. And we are going to download it into our system using this command. And I'm just going to name it as downloaded.txt. And as you can see, we got the text file right here, which is the same as the make file. Now we can successfully remove it from the server too, which we implemented using the command crm and the file name, which is test.txt. And as you can see, it has been deleted. And if we try to list it, it is no longer there.
Hi, my name's Davi. So I was the second student who worked on this project with Krishna. So since we did have a multi-threading cloud storage system, we wanted to make sure that everything was thread safe and there was no concurrency issue. So in our code, we did utilize mutexes to lock every single file before running an update into it and before we're doing any changes on it. But to test that everything was working correctly, we created this Python test that would call our server multiple endpoints with multiple threads, trying to update the same file at once, and then we see if there are any issues, and if the file gets corrupted anyway, or if the file doesn't look like it's supposed to at the end, it would throw out an error. So I'm gonna run that just to see how it looks. First, we'll run our cloud server, and then we'll run our. In here, you'll see that we have 8 threads, running 100 iterations per threads, and we're constantly calling an update on this file right here. Yep, and if we're done running, we see that there is no data corruption detected. We needed a way to test our performance and latency of our server, so we created this performance test where we can run, and it's just going to call all of the endpoints and try to upload a bunch of files into our server, and then it's going to return us a couple of metrics. These are the metrics it returned. Um, um, and yeah, we also created some unit tests over here to test our shell and all of the other stuff that are working correctly. Yeah, thank you very much. That's it.